So I'm going to talk to you today about psychological safety paradox and why nice leaders build weak teams. Somewhere along the line, we lied to you. We told you psychological safety means being nice. Hey folks, Peter Pollock, Gladius Consulting Leadership. 30 plus years in military environment, 24 of them in the military, 6 plus years in the corporate environment, and a further 2 years in the government as a deputy div chief, which was interesting. And I decided to get out and try and do this leadership journey by myself. So I'm going to talk to you today about psychological safety paradox and why nice leaders build weak teams. And this is the third in a series that I'm doing for this week. Let me say that again: why nice leaders build weak teams. It's a psychological safety paradox. And somewhere along the line, we lied to you. We told you psychological safety means being nice. Let me say that again. Psychological safety means being nice. No, it doesn't. We told you that it means making everyone feel comfortable, avoiding conflict, protecting feelings. That's all bullshit. Let me be clear. Comfort's the enemy of safety, right? And that's what you are when you think everybody needs psychological safety. Comfort's the enemy of safety. If you're in the cockpit and you're too comfortable, if you're in a back seat like my friend Lurch, and you tell the pilot he's about to fly in a mountain, or you're too scared to tell the pilot because you don't want to upset him, guess what? You're going to die because you didn't tell him he's going to fly into the mountain. You all die. That's not safety. That's cowardice. So I need you to understand what actually psychological safety is. And this is playing out in organizations all over the country every day. I walk into companies and I talk to everybody, and everybody's so polite. No one argues in meetings, and no one challenges the boss. Everyone smiles, and the business is quietly failing, unfortunately, because politeness has replaced honesty. Remember my mantra in my book: I tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. That's super important. I'm going to say it again. I tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And in today's world, politeness has replaced honesty, and that's exactly the same thing as I just said. The person who actually came up with the term psychological safety explicitly said it's not about being nice. It is not about being nice. It's about permission to be candid, is what psychological safety. Psychological safety was never meant to eliminate tension. It was meant to make the truth survivable. Let's talk about what high-performing teams actually do. Google spent millions studying the best teams. Of course, I mean, look at the company Google. Okay, they called it Project Aristotle. This is Google, Project Aristotle. They didn't find higher IQs. They didn't find closer friendships. They found something else: the ability to take interpersonal risk. That's what they found through this project. Can I challenge your idea without you punishing me? Right? Can I tell you why you're wrong without losing my career? That's psychological safety, right? In the military, we institutionalize this. We call it the debrief or the after actions report. Ramp comes off, ego goes away. They do that in the flying community all the time. Anytime after a mission, everybody gets in a room and they all talk to each other, and sometimes are very candid with each other. Hopefully, most times are very candid. Well, dude, you turned left here. When you went turn right, you didn't go up, you went down. You almost killed us. Blah blah blah. A junior officer can actually look a general in the eye and say, "Sir, your radio call was late." And the general doesn't fire him. He says, "Copy that." Why? Because the mission matters more than the leader's pride, right? You can't be a good manager and be a people pleaser at the same time. Those roles are incompatible. They don't fit with each other. If your need to be liked prevents hard conversations, then you're not protecting your team. You're actually weakening it. Remember, I said if I want everyone to like you, don't be a leader. Go sell ice cream. And this is exactly what this is like. So if you don't want to have those hard conversations, you're weakening your team, and you will fail. Here's something practical I want you to think about. If you want real psychological safety, don't buy a ping pong table. Institute red team rules in your next meeting. Assign one person to actually be the red team, and their only job is to find holes in the plan that you're briefing, that you want to go forward with, and let them come up with why it won't work, why it won't, because it's stress testing, right? Don't tell them to be obsessively negative, or not to be difficult, but tell them to challenge and be the red team in that meeting, and bring up, that doesn't sound kind of right. Have you thought about this? Or and you got to pick the right person, because I know more than anyone else that there are glass half empty people out there all over the place, and they'll just bitch to bitch, right? They'll just say stuff that's stupid, and that's not the purpose of the red team drill, right? Um, and you got to understand that, or the team has to understand that they're not trying to be mean by doing that. They're actually doing their job. That's how safety is built, right? If your team is too polite to tell the truth, you're not seeing what's actually happening. You're flying blind. Blind leaders don't build strong teams. If you want help building that culture with Canada's performance, where candor and performance exists, let's fix that. You can talk to me. My information is below. My links are below. Let's set up a call. Let's talk through what you're going through and how we can help with that psychological safety and bring your company to the next level. All right. This is Peter Pollock, Gladys Consulting, Strength and Honor.